Alright, so this is going to be like a two-part video of E3. This first video is going to be about Microsoft, what I thought of their presentation, and my next video is going to be what I thought of Sony. I'm not going to bother doing Nintendo or anything because honestly I really don't care about Nintendo. The last Nintendo product I ever bought was a Nintendo 64, so it's kind of old, so I don't know anything about Nintendo, and I didn't really feel like putting 2 hours of my life to watch the keynote. So yeah, like I said, this video is just going to focus on Microsoft. My next video is going to be Sony, so I only have 10 minutes for this video, so I'm just going to go ahead and get right to it. Um, the first thing you see in the keynote, like if you download the video, is Rock Band Beatles. They open it up like that. They have a bunch of people up on stage, and they're rocking out to the Beatles music, and they actually call the Beatles on stage, like Ringo and another dude, I don't even know. But yeah, like the crowd loved it. I mean, they're a classic. So that's basically just how the keynote opened. It was just kind of like a different way, just kind of liven things up a little bit. So then after that, Tony Hawk came out. Yes, like the Tony Hawk, like they must have paid millions of dollars to get him there. And he introduced a new Tony Hawk game for the 360. I don't remember what it's called, but I know he brought out like a new skateboard. And it kind of reminded me of the Wii Fit, like the board that you stand on, the balance board. It kind of reminded me of that. And it's just a skateboard. It's probably like this big, like this probably. Probably can't see it all too well, but it's probably like a good 2 feet long, I'd say. And it looks like a skateboard, obviously, just without trucks or wheels or anything. And it has accelerometers in it. It has like everything you can imagine in it, and it's supposed to be like very realistic. I mean, Tony Hawk like emphasized how realistic it really is, and they showed videos of all the professional skateboarders like Ryan Sheckler and all those other people that are actually using it, and they look like they're having a blast playing it. So I don't know, it must be pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty much all I can say about that. Next thing they showed was Modern Warfare. This game looks absolutely crazy. I mean, it looks action-packed. And I believe they're coming out with this for a PlayStation 3 too. And I'm definitely going to be getting that because, as you know, I have a PS3, not a 360. So, but this game, I don't think they really demoed this at the Sony's E3 conference, but they did here, and it looks spectacular. Like, the snowmobile scene was just out of this world, and the graphics are spectacular. It just looks like one of the funnest games ever. So, that game looks very awesome. I'm definitely going to buy it when it comes out. Moving on now, they talked about Final Fantasy 13, how it's coming to 360. I'm not a fan of the Final Fantasy series. I've never even played any of them. I'm not really into those kind of games. But from what I can tell, a lot of people really like them. So maybe I'll have to look to get into those. I'm not sure. They also talked about like Splinter Cell and Left 4 Dead 2. And like I said, I'm not a 360 person, so I can't really go into much detail with these. But one game I can go into detail with was Forza 3. This is kind of like Gran Turismo. Like the PlayStation has Gran Turismo and 360 has Forza 3. And now, in my opinion, I think Forza 3, like being able to customize the cars and stuff, that's awesome. Being able to share online designs and everything, that's very cool. But I've never played Forza, so I couldn't really tell you. But in my opinion, I don't think it gets any more realistic than Gran Turismo. Um, both games have their strong points, but in just my opinion, like I said, I've never played Forza, but from experiences of playing Gran Turismo on like the PS2, Gran Turismo 3, Gran Turismo 4, I don't think it can get much more realistic. And now that it's on the PlayStation 3, I think Gran Turismo 5 is going to be awesome. But like I said, in Forza 3, as far as the customization of the cars and everything, it looks like a very cool game. If I ever come across it like on a 360, I'll definitely play it. Okay, now next is Halo ODST and Halo Reach. Like I said, I'm not a 360 person. I've never really got into Halo. I don't know much about Halo. And I think Halo Reach, is coming out first. I might have this backwards, I'm not sure. But I think if you buy Halo Reach, then you get the beta to Halo ODST, or maybe it's the other way around. Like I said, I'm not sure. But either way, that's pretty cool that Microsoft did that. They're letting people get in on the beta when they buy the next game. And if you're a Halo fan, that'll be no problem buying it. I mean, most people that play Halo like it. So, yeah. Alright, now getting away from games a little bit, I'm going to be talking about Xbox Live. They have like a partnership, I guess, with Last.fm now, which is online music. So that's kind of cool that now from your couch you'll be able to have access to all that different kinds of music. and also Netflix. The 360 had Netflix before, but you had to do pretty much everything from your PC, and then you could watch it on your 360. Now you can do everything straight from the 360, which is very cool. And also another thing they announced that I have no clue how this is gonna work, but they have 1080p movies ready, no delays, no anything. Like, you hit the movie, like you hit rent or whatever, and it just loads like perfect 1080p quality, high def movies, without download, without wait. I don't get how that's gonna work. I mean, you think you'd have to have a really, really fast internet connection to do that, but well, we'll see how that works. I mean, Microsoft. No offense to any of the Microsoft people out there, but Microsoft is notorious for announcing stuff and having it kind of be a letdown. I mean, like I said, it probably depends on your internet connection. They can't say that it's going to work like that for everybody, and I doubt it will. But again, there's nothing they can really do about that. It just all depends on your internet connection. Next, they announced social networks for the 360. They're going to have Twitter, which is very cool, by the way. Like, I think it has live updates, which is very cool. Like, you'll just be sitting there, you'll be tweeting whatever, and then an update will come up, like just like that, which is very cool. I wish the PS3 would have something like that. And they also have Facebook now, a Facebook app, which is cool. I mean, you can see your pictures, you can update your status, you can comment. I think I don't use Facebook. I never got into it, but for you people that use Facebook, I think, and you have a 360, that'd be very cool to be able to access all that stuff right from the 360 in a native application, not having to go to facebook.com. Well, actually, no, I don't think the 360 has a web browser, actually. Then yes, that'd be a very big update then. Alright, so then Hideo Kojima came out, and they're now having Metal Gear Solid on 360. And being a PlayStation fan, that was kind of disappointing. That's just another exclusive that we had just gone. It's kind of disappointing, but I mean, it's such a great series that I can't blame them for wanting to share it with everybody. I mean, a lot of people, that's why they bought a PS3, was for Metal Gear Solid 4. And I'm not sure if they're going to be porting that over to 360 or whether it's just going to be the next game that comes out. I forget what it's called, but it doesn't have anything to do with Snake. I don't think it's just Raiden. So it's just a different kind of concept, I think. So, but it should be fun. All Metal Gears, like, Hideo Kojima is a genius. That guy is just insane. He makes great games, great storylines, and now that's going to be able to be shared on the 360, which is cool for all you 360 users. And now the best thing for last, in my opinion, Project Natal. Now, this is just, like, insane. This is like the Wii sensor bar on steroids. Like, Project Natal, like, they demoed it with, like, Paint Party, and basically, like, it would sense, like, if you were standing up and you did this with your arms, it's like you had a bucket of paint and you just threw it up on the wall. And like, the drawing he did in the presentation was very cool. Like, he had the blue and he did the sky, and then he did like the ground with brown, and then he did like a darker brown, and then did the tree stump, and then he did like the green, like went like this a little bit and made the palm tree leaves, and that was very cool. And then the elephant, that was pretty funny. If you haven't watched the E3 conference, then you definitely have to just like Google it, or go on YouTube and type in Microsoft E3 Natal elephant or something. I was laughing pretty hard. I mean, it was cool, but it was also funny. Like, they made an elephant, and it kind of has like a copy and paste sort of feature, right? You can take a picture of something that you make and then put it into another one, like the original one with your background and everything, which is very cool. And again, to paint the elephant, they just said gray and went like that, and the elephant turned gray. And it has very cool effects and everything, and it's pretty cool. So that's Project Natal, and they say this is well, I guess before that they had Milo too, which I think it's very cool, but it's also kind of fruity. Like, you have an imaginary friend basically. I mean, now all the technology that goes into it is fascinating, but as far as being like the future of video games, I mean, there's just some things like first-person shooters, in my opinion, that you just have to have a controller for. I mean, you can't be walking around like in a first-person shooter with going like this for Project Natal. I mean, I just feel you really have to have like a trigger that you have to pull. I mean, for things like the paint program in the Milo, it'd be fantastic. I mean, nothing will beat it. But as far as being able to do hardcore gaming with it, I don't think that it's really going to be as cool as what Sony has in plan. And I'll talk about that in my next video. But this video is almost 10 minutes already. So those are just basically the biggest points of the Microsoft E3 conference. If you guys have any questions, I'll post a link to the video Follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/CPUkid. Go ahead and request videos, whatever. And I'll see you in my Sony E3 video. Thanks for watching.